You give me butterflies when you smile, and it feels so good, I just can't hide.
Hey, and welcome to Reading My December TBR. We picked 4 books earlier this month via a random number generator and also wrap presents. That was really fun actually. And they were Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, Night Shift by Annie Crown, Loath to Love You by Ali Hazelwood, which has 3 novellas in this book, and Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. So I'm gonna attempt to read all 4 of these in this video, and I have already actually started with Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and this is actually still pretty good. I like the first one, and I'm still liking the second one. They are just continuing on their FBI journey program, and they're just solving a new case right now. And this time it seems to revolve more around Dean.
Saw your silhouette in the backlight. Swear we could have met in a past life. Treating every night.
We decided to take a trip to Hawaii and soak up some sun. Of course, I took a couple of books with me. Maybe reading Killer Instinct in Hawaii wasn't the vibe, but I was enjoying myself. Moon kept finding turtles in the water, and whichever water he was in, either the ocean or the pool, I was always nearby reading a book. I filmed more and gave more updates, but I lost the footage. You can see my mental breakdown a little bit later in the video, but for now, here's an update that I managed to save. I only have this much left of the book. This much! And I still have absolutely no idea who the bad person is. So I guess it might be a good time just guessing. I have no idea. Oh dang, oh dang, oh dang, oh dang, oh dang. It's getting interesting. Okay, that was fun. The romance progresses a little bit more in this one too. Yeah, it was just very fun. Also, didn't see that one coming. And I can't wait to read the third one. Killer Instinct, Jennifer Lynn Barnes. What star rating would I give it? I'm gonna give it a 4.25. I still really liked it. That was fun. Well, I finished the book while I'm on vacation, so that's a win for me. So I'm gonna probably start The Night Shift by Annie Crown because I brought this one as well. But I'm definitely not gonna finish it tonight because we're leaving tomorrow. We've been here for like almost a week now. So in this book, she is in the library late at night on a Friday alone reading smut, and he comes in for poetry, and I guess they hit it off and it's an opposite attracts kind of thing. I hope this is a good change of pace now since I've been reading this like mystery thriller for a little bit while I'm on vacation. So let's start this one.
You give me butterflies when you smile, and it feels so good, I just can't hide. I wanna hold your hand, but it gets too shy.
I'm back home now, and the weather is a complete difference from Hawaii. But I finished Night Shift on the plane ride home. This was actually better than I thought it would be. I mean, granted, I didn't have any high expectations for it, but better. The female main character is actually a 5'11" tall girl, and the guy is a star basketball player who is much taller, so I don't even know how tall he is. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but basically they meet in the library while she's working in the night shift at the library on a Friday night. He comes in on a Friday night to look for a poetry book for his class, but he doesn't know where to find it, so she helps him as the employee of the library. And of course the poetry section is kind of in a secluded area, so they go there and they start making out. That's the premise, and then the rest of the story is just them like wondering if they even like each other. The odd thing about this was she is a library person. She's a reader, and she mentions that her and her friends like the miscommunication trope the least out of all the tropes, yet it's in this book. The author is self-aware, but still put it in this book. There's just so much miscommunication in here. Why? If you know that readers don't like the miscommunication trope, why would you put that and have it be a lot of the conflict that these two are having? Why? But still, both of these characters were likable, and I liked how puppy dog love he was for her, and it was still a cute story, so I'm gonna give this a solid 4 stars. Next, I'm gonna move on to Ali Hazelwood's Loath to Love You. This has 3 novellas in here: Under One Roof, Stuck With You, and Below Zero. So I'm gonna start with Under One Roof. So it looks like our female main character is an environmental engineer, and she gets stuck under one roof with a big oil lawyer. Sounds cute. Let's see where this goes. My husband has a dentist appointment soon, so I'm gonna go with him and I'm gonna try to start this book while I'm there. Hopefully it's good. Now I'm at the dentist with my husband, but honestly, I don't get much reading done here. When we're done, we go back home where I attend my friend's wedding via Zoom.
Do you promise to love and comfort him, to honor and keep in sickness and in health?
It was an out-of-state courthouse wedding, and I'm so happy for them. And then I don't know if it was because the dentist appointment is now done, but Moon was suddenly craving cheesecake, so we ate that while we watched some soccer or football. Now we've caught up to when I realized some of my footage was deleted, followed by a slight mental breakdown. Enjoy! I just found out that a lot of my footage was deleted. I filmed a lot in Hawaii of me reading. I have some left, but So here's an update. I am now currently reading Loath to Love You by Ali Hazelwood. I finished one of 3 novellas. I finished Under One Roof. I can't believe this happened. It's okay, life goes on. And it's not like I lost all of the footage. So anyways, I have 2 left to go. I have Stuck With You and Below Zero. Then all I have is this to read. So I'm making good progress with my December TBR. But for now, a quick review of Under One Roof. Basically, she is an environmental engineer who had a PhD advisor pass away, and that PhD advisor left her house, and she only owned half of it. So the other half is actually owned by a different guy, which is the male main character. So now that she owns half of the house, she decides to move in, so now they are under one roof. Hence the title, Under One Roof. And then that's how their love blossoms. It was an okay book. I would say a solid 4 stars. I did like it. So in the next novella, Stuck With You, she is stuck in an elevator with her enemy. She's a civil engineer, and I don't know why he is the enemy, but I guess the entire plot is going to be stuck in the elevator. This is what happens. Stuff like this happens when you are filming. Okay, well, hopefully I can save this video. I hope it's not too terrible. But here we go. I'm gonna get ready for bed, and then we can start reading this second novella. Done with Stuck With You. It was a miscommunication trope, which is not my favorite, but it was okay. I would rate this at 3.75 stars, but it wasn't a terrible 3.75 stars. They were kind of enemies a little bit because of the misunderstanding, but because they were stuck in the elevator together, they had time to sort things out and find out the truth and communicate the miscommunication. So now I'm gonna start Below Zero, which our female main character is a NASA aerospace engineer. She's stuck in an Arctic research station. It says longtime rival, so I'm wondering if it's another miscommunication trope, but let's see. It is the next day, and I now know why they are sort of rivals to lovers romance trope. Sounds like he's in a high position at NASA, and she's trying to get a funded expedition trip somewhere in Norway, but it's like very dangerous. So because it's dangerous, he decides to reject her proposal, which she gets really pissed off about, not knowing really how dangerous it is. And that's where the whole animosity comes in. So the chapters keep going back and forth between the past when they had first met to the present, where she is now on the expedition. So let's keep reading. I'm gonna go to my husband's office because I feel like it. I'm gonna read in there. At the present time, they're in Norway, and he's trying to come save her because she's caught in a snowstorm and has hurt her ankle, I think. Also, this sweater is Moon's sweater. Okay, that was a cute story. I would say this one was a okay 4 stars. So in conclusion, I liked Under One Roof the best, Below Zero second best, and Stuck With You third best. I'm glad that Below Zero wasn't such a big miscommunication trope. So now that we've read all 3 novellas, that adds 3 more books to our list. And now we have one last book left on our December TBR, and that's Tessa Bailey's Wreck the Halls. This is the one that I wasn't really quite excited to read about because I didn't really understand what was written on the back of the book, even though it has a huge long synopsis. Let me read a little bit and try to get an understanding of exactly what it's about. It sounds like it's like their parents are rivals, so then in turn they're rivals. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, so let's go ahead and read this. Please just let this be a little bit better than what the reviews are saying. Let's hope. Okay. Let's go for it. Last book. Hey. Okay, so now I've read 2 chapters in this book. We find out that the female main character's name is Melody and the male main character's name is Beat. Get it? Do you get it? They're both music related.
Good.
Anyways, so both of their mothers used to be in a band together. It was very popular, but they broke up. They had a falling out. And so now some entertainment network wants to get them back together. And how do you get them back together? Using their kids, apparently. So the network is now offering a lot of money to each of the kids, the guy and the girl, to help get their parents back together. And he is getting blackmailed. Apparently his mom might have done something very terrible or something. And he's trying to save his mom from getting her reputation ruined. Whereas Melody, the female main character, her mom and her don't really have a great relationship, so she kind of wants to be independent and not really receive money from her mom. So that's why she's also considering this deal. But also, it gets them in a room together, the male main character and the female main character, which I think is her biggest point to trying to take this meeting, is to meet the guy again, because they did meet like 14 years ago, a long time ago, for like a brief moment, but they hadn't kept in touch or anything. But yeah, so that's how it's going so far. Those are the first 2 chapters. Ta-da. I mean, it's okay so far. It's too early to tell what kind of a book this is, but I shall update you. Ooh, hoo, hoo. We now know who the blackmailer is. Dang. I finished Wreck the Halls. Giving myself a smaller TBR has definitely helped with achieving my goal. This book was actually better than I thought it would be. It's not my favorite Tessa Bailey book, but it was still a fun read. And it was a lot more oriented towards the son and the daughter than I thought it would be. I thought it would be more like them trying to get the band back together, but it was more like them trying to further their relationship together. But you know what? At least now I understand what the book is about, because I was like, what? 4 stars. Why not? The ending was a little bit rushed to be wrapped up, but I like that I was able to get inside of a celebrity child's mind. I know the sentiment towards Nepo babies are usually kind of like, oh, boo-hoo, you have so much money, what kind of real problems can you really have? But I like to see every person as a real human being with real feelings, and this book let me see the inside of a child's mind who have really famous parents. But more than that, I am so glad I finished this book this year! Otherwise, this book would have just been staring at me all year long, and I wouldn't want to even touch it until next year of December. So, to wrap up, we read Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, 4.25 stars. Night Shift by Annie Crown, solid 4 stars. And yes, this has spice. We had Loathe to Love You, which encompasses Under One Roof, Stuck With You, and Below Zero. I initially gave Under One Roof 4 stars, but I'd like to change that now to 4.25 stars, because I think it was a little bit better. So 4.25 stars, and then the other 2, Stuck With You and Below Zero, I will be giving it 4 stars. And then we have Tessa Bailey, Wreck the Halls, 4 stars. I'm either really generous with my star ratings or I picked a really good TBR. But at least we got through what we set out to get through. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.